Alright, today I'm going to give you guys a detailed look at this Hiya Toys Robocop 1 figure. It has a really good packaging, so I think I'm going to keep the packaging, but figure does look pretty good too, so let's look at the back. And here's the back of the box. I got it off Amazon for $25. I think you can get it for a little cheaper at the Big Bad Toy Store for $20. And inside the box, you got this vintage, Star Wars vintage style kind of a design to it. Yeah, it's almost identical. You get the logo and then a border around it, and then you get a picture, and here's the back of the card. So let's get into it. Alright, and here's Robocop outside the packaging, and let's check out the accessories first. He comes with a base, which is nice. 2 extra hand. One is just an open hand, and the other one is that data spike. And then we have 2 connectors for the base. And it comes with his weapon right there. And that's everything. And there's the figure. And let us take a look at Robocop right here. It's a good looking Robocop figure. I am very impressed with it. Initially, I wasn't planning on getting any more Hiya Toys figures because they with the Predators, I was not blown away by the material they use. Is that softer type of plastic? It's kind of like the Hasbro stuff, but paint job on these are quite good actually. And here, slowly pan up so you guys can see. There's a hint of purple in the paint around certain areas, just to highlight the figure a little bit. And here's the backside of Robocop. And they made a couple of versions of him. 2 from Robocop 1, 2 from Robocop 2, and 2 from Robocop 3. They're all just clean version and battle damage version. Unfortunately, the movie 1, which is this one, the battle damage one, wasn't the one where his helmet is removed, so you can't see his face, but it does have some battle damage on him, but you won't be able to see his face. And I think most likely because they couldn't get Peter Weller's likeness to produce that, or I don't know, that might be it, I'm not sure. Now this is supposed to be the clean version, but still, you can see still some sort of weathering on him. I don't know if these are defect or weathering, but to me they look like defects, especially this one around the chest. You can see that little spot of silver, kind of like it's been rubbing a little bit, so you can see that. And then this section right here on the side, I'm not sure what that is, but still, overall, a really good looking figure. You can see a little paint bleed around the chin section where it meets the protector sheet, the protector section. The chin, the black strip, and the basically the color change between the skin tone and the black. You can see there's a little bit of paint bleed there. But overall, it's a fantastic looking figure, and even the lines, they did the lines, and that turned out really nice actually. And for such a small figure, I think they did Hiya Toys did a fantastic job with it. I was worried it's not gonna look that pretty, but actually in person, it looks quite nice. And let me show you the back again. And a hint of purple right there, and a little bit over here, a little bit over there, a little bit in the middle. I think the Robocop 2 version would look a lot better because that one has a lot more blue to the silver. Hopefully they'll do it right. And as far as articulation, head is on a ball joint. Look at that. You can look up quite a bit and look down. Not bad actually for Robocop. And then the arms are on a hinge joint. You could go in and out and rotate 360. And then the elbows are double jointed, but it could only give you about 90 degrees, no matter how you mess with it. And then there's a ball joint wrist, so it gives you full range. And then there are 2 points of ball joint, one up here and one in the waist. So you could arch it back and do a crunch. Look at that, quite a bit of crunch. And of course you could do some sort of rotation if you so choose to. And as for the hips, you can see it can swing out a little bit, not a whole lot, but that's due to the design of this armor. And you could put the legs up about that much, 90 degrees. And I wish they would make the chair, the Robocop chair, so he could sit in it. Quite nice. And I already mentioned the knee. I think I already mentioned the knee, about 90 degrees. No, not really. Close to 90, but not exactly. And then there's a hinge joint. No, I think, yeah, there's a hinge joint around the ankle. So allows them to move back and forth. And the piston does move along with it, so that's neat. And that's it. It does pivot, no, it tends to rotate a little bit left and right. So yeah, that's about it. So for something this tiny, I am very happy with the result. And there's the base, and he doesn't even need to you don't even need to peg him onto the base. He's very sturdy. He will stay put with no issues whatsoever. You just gotta mess with the feet a little bit, make sure they're planted properly. And as far as his height, he is exactly 4 inches in height, and he will fit in with the other 1/18 scale figures quite nicely. And yeah, I am very happy I picked this up. After I purchase this, I'm definitely getting the Robocop 2 version and also the Robocop 3 with the jetpack. Those are awesome looking. And let's do a comparison with a bigger Robocop. And here's a Mafex Robocop standing next to the Hiya Toys Robocop, Hiya Toy Robocop. And they're both very pretty looking. The helmet design, the face of it, I mean the shape of his head, it's not as accurate as the 6-inch. Look at that. This is very accurate looking. The head shape is very nice. This one is a little off. You could kind of tell it's definitely off when you see it next to the Mafex one. Mafex one is definitely one of my favorite. Yeah, and let's do a comparison with other 1/18 scale figures. Alright, here we have a Hasbro Stormtrooper, the newer ones from Rogue One. And also on the right here we have a Joy Toy, one of those military figure. And you can see Robocop is taller, which I think is accurate. It's a robot, so a cyborg. So yeah, look at that. I think he fits in quite well with other 1/18 scale figure, and I do recommend this figure. If you're a Robocop fan, then definitely worth getting. But you should be a little bit careful when you're posing him. The joints are kind of fragile because they are so tiny, so I wouldn't just go in and start pulling and messing with the joints right off the bat. I would be careful to understand what the joints are and to tolerance and all that stuff before I start moving them, but not to the point where you need to heat it up like acid rain. Those are the ones that I don't think I'll get any more acid rain figures because they are just, you just gotta be super careful, and you gotta heat up all the joints in order to move it, and just a pain. Yeah, but Hiya, I'm okay with it. But the best ones I think are Joy Toy, straight out of the box, no problem whatsoever. Hiya, you still gotta be a little bit careful with it, because the peg system they use aren't like metal or anything. They're still plastic, so you do run the risk of breaking them if you aren't careful. So understand where you're coming from, understand what you're doing. Make sure you look at it carefully before you start twisting these joints, and if it's giving you and if it's giving you resistance, you gotta look into it a little bit before you start turning those joints, otherwise you might end up breaking it. So there you go, there's Robocop from Hiya Toys. Thanks for watching.